I have terrible news for you. Welcome! I'm very happy you're here. And don't worry, I'm gonna try my best to not make you regret every action which led you to the decision of clicking this video. Because I am rapidly approaching this video's conundrum, which is called Casualties Unknown. I would love to give you a little introduction to this amazing piece of software I stumbled upon. But sadly, I'm too incompetent and dumb to make such approach. So I just have one request for you. Warm up. Because the intro is over. Hey, it's me again. Sorry for so abrupt ending the cool music. But we've arrived. Welcome to Grey Planet. And according to the game's lore, this is the place where humanity sends random stuff purely for fun, until it became not fun because of the accidental shipment of something very important. And you, silly little disposable goofball, will go and get it. But soon you'll realize your chances of success are very slim. You're not the first one sent here. You're not special. You're just another unlucky soul who happened to get sent here. Resistance is not an option. Wonderful, right? I'm sure you won't be crushed under misery and despair, and the only things that happen to you will be quick and painless. I lie. But now the real question. What are you? Now, to give you some kind of answer, I want your attention on the eyes and color of the fur. You play as the cat from Flow. I know this is a canine, but I don't care. This channel is watched by 30 people, so I'm not scared of spreading misinformation and my conclusions cannot be disputed. Case closed! But before I continue, keep in mind the game is still, quote, buggy, unbalanced and very unfinished, because this is a testing version, which means the game is still being worked on and there is content missing. For example, I find it very funny that the important something we are searching for actually doesn't exist yet. So the only way out of this place is death. And if that sounds good to you, you can play the game 100% free, no money needed, on itch.io, linky in the description. Time to show you what made me make this video. Things are about to get fun. Your main goal is to descend as far down as you can without dying, but in the process you have to keep track of one single thing. Your whole body. Let's say you just fell 10 meters and now your head feels funny. If you played the tutorial, you do the only logical thing. Open your health panel. Now, this might look a little intimidating and complicated, but don't worry, it's exactly that, because this game simulates the functions of your entire body in real time. The whole game revolves around you trying to keep yourself healthy, but as you probably guessed, the game doesn't hold your hand in the slightest. The things you have to keep track are so many, and the infinite possibilities for you to injure or do some kind of harm to yourself are not helping. For example, you can break your neck. You can get internal and external bleeding. Wounds can get infected. Being dirty will weaken your immune system, making fighting off infections more challenging. You can lose your hearing. You can get hypothermia by eating ice cream. I'm not kidding. You can break your jaw and make eating very painful. You can have too much blood. Hitting your head can cause brain damage. Overdosing with painkillers will trigger an unexpected event called death. Sleeping on a bad surface will make your back hurt. You have mood in this game, and if you don't keep yourself happy, you get depressed. And if you don't undepress yourself, you straight up fucking kill yourself. The only thing that will help you with all of this is knowing what could happen and how to avoid it. Because losing control over the situation is extremely easy, and you not paying attention for even a moment could lead to your death. One accidental slip and you can find yourself tumbling 5 stories down, breaking every bone in your body with having nothing but your 2 hands and your brain to somehow survive this. But let me tell you, Almost everything in this game can be survived, thanks to one thing: items. Casualties Unknown has many items, doing different stuff, good and bad. But what's important is the thing that comes with actually understanding and taking advantage of these items. Your first runs will probably go something like fall several times, pick up everything that's pickable, rush the lair, and when getting to the next, you already have brain damage, several broken bones, you're hungry, thirsty, with internal bleeding, about to collapse and die. And that's fine. I died 2 minutes in my first run because gravity, and on my second one, I almost died to a fucking lockpick box. I stood there, sweating like an idiot, going through the 5 stages of grief, trying to understand how to open a stupid box, like it was rocket science. Oh, finally! Now I'm gonna sleep. Okay, do you hear the same as me? I can't neglect it anymore. Landing pods have radio. What I meant to say with those 2 cases is that dying is expected. There's nothing wrong with it. That's how you learn to act accordingly to whatever the game throws at you. And when you actually start to get the hang of the game, it goes from dying stupidly to still dying stupidly, but actually surviving 3 other potential deaths, and when eventually the inevitable happens, you at least know that you did a good job at keeping yourself alive for a while. Or did you? You start seeing your mistakes, and most importantly, learn from them, because you've got to the point where things start to click. That's why after squeezing yourself out of a seemingly unsurvivable situation, you feel great, because you just save your run by making theory go into action. You understand how the game works, your body, items, choice making. Each run, each death, you get better, and when you start messing around with the crafting system, you really start to get some good runs. But before filling your inventory with foliage paper and hoping to get to layer 5, you have to figure out how to make your 6 inventory slots work, because that is not a lot of space. And yeah, you can hold stuff in your mouth 10 out of 10! Yes, the game has containers, but there is another problem. Carrying too much will slow and tire you down. Can't have shit in this stupid cave, so how you manage your storage is up to you. What side are you on? Red team or blue team? Comment your team below. Also, don't be bothered by the common event called min-maxing your inventory until there is nothing left. In Casualties Unknown, it's a game mechanic, and you will be doing it. Otherwise, you probably won't succeed, because the developer has made sure you never run out of things to die to, and what you put in these 6 slots have to prevent you from doing that. Which means, you have to know what you need now and what you will need in the future. You never have to be caught unprepared, so take it slow. And not too slow. But guys, don't panic. I know that's a lot of stuff to chew, but we are only in the first layer. There shouldn't be anything to worry about here. Which one should I pick? Some kind of jerk, intelligence 10 needed, or some kind of jerk, intelligence 10 needed? Surviving here consists of simply scavenging loot and, hopefully, avoiding the breakage of my bones. Oh, what a cool red light. Those are called moodles. Do you remember when I said that this game simulates the functions of your entire body? Well, I'm going back to it, because that's one of the main reasons I'm making this video. I'm astonished by how this is working, and moodles play a significant part of the system, because they not only show you generally what's happening in the panel, but they are moodles which appear as a result of more particular things happening to you, like hemothorax, overdosing with one of the various drugs, illiteracy, going into shock from pain, trauma, bad sleep. There are 70 of them. And yes, I'm in the game files. Orsonix is a very funny guy. So here's a funny little riddle for them. Колко време ми е нужно да стигна до къщата ти? But again, there are 70 unique moodles, not including these ones. This goes to show how seriously Casualties Unknown takes this idea of you researching medical terms in order not to lose it completely. And of course, most moodles are taken care differently. So when things go wrong and the entire bottom of your screen fills with them, with no idea how to make them go away, It creates one scary mess of flashing lights, stressful music, various icons you see for the first time while dying in a way you didn't think was possible. This creates a very interesting phenomenon. Remember how important I said it was to plan ahead and knowing what could happen is key? That still implies, but knowing everything that could happen in a game with environment and mechanics so complex as Casualties Unknown is impossible. And you often find yourself in situations you didn't think would be situations, which forces you to experiment with what you have in order to save yourself from the inevitable. And trust me, when you get the hang of the game, you'll be surprised how often you go away with it, because your brain has gotten so big and your knowledge of the game is physically stopping you from dying. Casualties Unknown is a roguelike, so loot and terrain are random, but this doesn't mean every run depends on the loot you find in the first 2 layers. It depends on what you're gonna do with that loot, because a bad start won't get on the way of an experienced player. It would be more of an inconvenience rather than a problem, and they will find a way to take advantage of anything the game gives them, and with some clever crafting and careful observation of their surroundings, Casualties Unknown becomes a lot more possible than you think. But as I mentioned earlier, crafting tends to be a little complicated, and I would happily explain it to you, but explaining it requires me to understand it, which in fact I don't. But do you know who does? The guy who made this site. It's in the description. So now excuse me, I will be doing push-ups until my organs explode. When it comes to sound design, Casualties Unknown focuses especially on one thing: panic. The horrors you will hear when you get into a life-threatening situation just scream "you are dying, do something, save yourself", and you frantically look around for something that could help you. The music layering up, your vision getting blurrier, the beating of your own heart pounding like drums in your head, and then that would be your first time experiencing this game's phenomenal way of making you panic. Feel desperate, feel useless. You could have avoided that, but you didn't. So what happens to this feeling when you get more into the game? When it's not your first run anymore? Well, when something goes wrong, instead of panicking, you just become fucking locked in. Because now it's time to quit messing around. Things have gotten serious, and you don't plan on watching as you die, being as useful as you were the first time. Your 2000-meter run depends on you to not end right here, right now. And oh yeah, the rest of the sound work is also very well made. Because when the game isn't busy traumatizing you through your headphones, it creates an exceptionally immersive environment through sound. The sounds of your ears ringing, of your depression, crawling up into your head, the sounds of gunshots shot by or not by you, and combined with the horrors and the music, everything just works together to create an immersive and well-thought environment solely to make you aware of the situation you found yourself in. And as for the music, it's just mwah! Yes, liking the soundtracks of a game comes primarily to personal opinion, but my personal opinion on this game's music is the following. Yeah, it's pretty good. Well, I'm impressed. I don't know if that was worth your time. It definitely took a lot from mine. I'm gonna kill myself. It was all worth it, because Casualties Unknown deserves it all. I hope you understood at least some of the reasons I have such opinion, and also keep in mind the game isn't even close to being finished. As for the making of this video, we have 5 layers. In the full game, there will be 13 or 12, I'm not entirely sure. And oh, did I forget to mention? I've been on a race with the clock for the past 3 days to somehow finish this video before the so-called 76 hours run out. I lost. I'm getting a migraine. The game is now on Steam and the update is considerably big, and the little things that I got to check out are the tutorial and the new entity in it. He's coming. And of course, I won't miss the second golden opportunity to say Casualties Unknown is free. For now. There are links in the description, so if you have some spare time, there is no reason for you to not go and give the game a chance. Because that's the other reason for the creation of this video. I feel like more people should know about the existence of the game. Okay, they already know. This video wasn't gonna get more than 100 views anyway, and oh my god! So why did I make this then? What can be considered a completely valid reason to spend 2 months making a video? I'll think about it. But now for real this time. Shout out to Orsunix for making this fascinating game. They're working real hard on it, according to what I've seen so far on the Discord server. And by the way, you can join the Discord server. I'm not saying you have to, but you can. If you care about upcoming updates, it is the place. But it's not the place for asking about the name of the font used in game. They didn't know, or just didn't tell me. I might never find out. Okay, let's get this over with. Thank you so much for watching, and I came to the conclusion. The reason I made this video is just for the love of the game. And the game is Casualties Unknown.